back to Mass Effect. In yesterday's video, we finally found Liara in this Prothean ruin, and while looking for her, we may or may not have caused a cave-in, so we all need to get out of here, like right now.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
8 minutes?
Gonna be close, Skipper.
Oh dear. I feel like we're getting shot at in the elevator, right? Maybe? Oh, well, we can't move anyway, so I guess not. Oh no, there's the Krogan.
Surrender. Or don't. That would be more fun.
Oh, we're probably not going to. The ruins coming down and kill this bastard. But what do you want?
There a reason you're in my way?
The same reason you're here. The Asari. Thanks for getting rid of those energy fields for us. Hand the doctor over.
Whatever it is you want, you are not getting it from me.
Yeah, I'm not giving her up.
She'll stay with us, thanks.
Not an option. Saren wants her, and he always gets what he wants. Kill them. Spare the Asari if you can. If not, doesn't matter.
Okay, well... Alright, let's kill these guys first. Oop.
Good to go.
Well, Krogan Battlemaster went down relatively painlessly.
Take out those hostiles.
Garrus, can you, like, not... Oh, no. Run, guys. Run fast. Oh, good. We all made it.
Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
He's kind of a jerk. It eased his attention. He did save us, but like that was a really cool cutscene. I appreciate how like the camera like shook up and down, so like you could tell they were, you know, trying to struggle to get out of there. But I mean, Joker is kind of a jerk, but he's a jerk who did save us, but he's still a jerk.
Sometimes Joker's a real ass. Just try to ignore him.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
50 years. I mean, like, if you live to be, what did they say, 1,000 years old? You know, 50 years is nothing, right?
Just how old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Damn! I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours, but among the Asari, I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the Protheans.
I might know, you might know what. Well, let's just ask what she learned.
Did your research turn up anything interesting?
What is interesting is what I did not turn up. There is remarkably little archaeological evidence of the Protheans, and even less that might explain why they disappeared. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
What? What? Who came? Yeah, who came before them? We're in a hurry here. No, I need the information, Shepard. So let's be nice. How do you know all this, though?
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
Oh, good point.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
That's not very comforting. The Protheans who were everywhere created the mass relays, right? Were wiped out and then erased, and then somebody else did it before? I mean, how many times previous has this happened? This is a little concerning. But who came before them? I would like to know that.
If the Protheans weren't the first, then who was?
I don't know. There is barely any evidence on the Protheans, even less on those who came before them. I cannot prove my theory, but I know I am right. The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
Huh. So, like, the Protheans were just like the Asari? Or the council races beforehand, who just stumbled upon the Citadel and the mass relays. Somebody else put them there, not the Protheans, but someone before them? Wow. I can help you. I know what happened, and shut up, I'll tell you. Like all of the forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I know what happened. I don't know how Shepard knows what happened. I've forgotten. But let's go with I can help you.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines.
Oh, right.
The Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of. How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
The beacon, a vision, and I saw it. The Reapers. Okay, so the Reapers were the ones who wiped out everybody over and over again? Okay. Let's just go with the beacon. It's the easiest explanation.
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions? Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
This isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Of course, you're right. I am sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit or Saren.
So what good are you? I mean, like, I'm all about trying to go renegade and be snarky, but that's a little excessive. I'm sure she can still help us in other ways. She's a font of Prothean information, right?
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
Great, another alien. Oh no, we're not going that route. But like, also, isn't like her mom, like, partners with Saren, so having her daughter here might help us as well. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna use her as maybe I have to use her as like a bargaining chip, but I don't know. Anyway, welcome aboard.
Good to have you on the team, Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate or slept? Dr. Chakwas should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Protheans' true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
Yeah, we'll talk later. I'm gonna talk to everybody again, just in case.
We can talk again after you've seen the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Sure?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
We've received your report, Commander. I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
She wants to help us. That's not necessary. Yeah, I know what I'm doing, in theory.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
You are free to act as you see fit, Commander. Our role is to offer guidance and advice.
It's up to you if you're smart enough to listen.
Well, Dr. Tassoni wants to help.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
Disconnect. I mean, like, I could just hang up on them, and that's probably what a renegade would do, obviously. But it was necessary because I had to destroy it to get Liara out, you jerks.
The Geth were crawling all over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
Of course, Commander. The mission must always take priority.
Good luck, Commander. Remember, we are all counting on you.
Okay. Lots of Codex entry updates. Where was this room? Did I not find this room when I was on my ship originally? I feel like I must have found it. But let's see. Quest updates. Let's see. Find Liara Tassoni. So you saved Liara from a collapsing Prothean ruin, and she has joined the Normandy crew. Hopefully her expertise will help you find the conduit before Saren. And then the other quest that I picked up, it was the day before yesterday, was Turian Insignias. So several Turian outposts and colonies were destroyed during the Unification War. Each colony's insignia also disappeared. And we found one of 13. And I picked this up when I was going through all the planets. So let's see. Heat load monitor. What's that? Codex entry. And another one. I'll take it. Ooh, look outside. Oh, I can't. I want to actually look outside. Okay, let's talk to Joker.
I prefer gold to silver, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
Yeah, are you sure you want that?
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
Ship status report?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet.
Okay.
The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Yes, I've heard that before. I just want to talk. Was that going to be something different?
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
All right, see ya.
No, nothing new. He just kept talking about the same stuff. The gunnery station. Here we go. More Codex entries. We need to do some today. Like, we need to do several today. So he didn't have anything new. Is Presley going to? Point defense systems. Okay.
Yes, Commander?
I think that's it.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's try to find... We should definitely try to find Liara. Because she's another companion, which is awesome. Okay, they said she was going to go to the doctor. Talk to Kaidan in a bit. Get my med gel. Ah, here she is. Okay, let's save and then talk to Liara.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
No. Yes, I was gonna check up on you, but before I forget, her eyes, like the color of her eyes, are very like this blue, sparkly, like very alien kind of color, and I love it. I think it's really pretty. But yeah, are you okay?
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
Well, I mean, she's a doctor, so that's kind of her job, right?
Alliance medical personnel take courses in alien biology, just in case.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up...
Don't mention it, you're welcome. It's just part, I mean, it was just part of the mission, but yeah, don't mention it. I mean, like, obviously I was gonna save you.
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
I mean, we will see, but let's try to think positively, maybe.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you.
Oh.
I know you won't let me down.
I wouldn't go that
far. It
far.
means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
I'd like to talk about you?
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Sounds boring. You must get lonely. Do you like it, though?
You must enjoy something about it.
I love my work. Seeking out history's lost secrets has a special appeal for me. You were actually touched by working Prothean technology. That is why I find you so fascinating, Commander.
So if I hadn't touched the Prothean technology, would you not find me fascinated? I feel like I should be insulted by that statement. So I'm fascinating?
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
Yeah.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
You do need to relax.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Why do I relate to that statement so very much? It's almost embarrassing. Well, Benezia.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events.
Well,
maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run.
I mean,
at least I hope so.
Maybe she's just evil. I mean, she is technically doing what she said she was going to do. She's siding with someone who's trying to shape galactic events, right? It's just causing the murder of, at least humans so far, and no doubt more people. Maybe she's just evil. No, it's her mom. She does seem troubled. Or sound troubled, rather.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her. And this was not like her. Something changed.
So it's like not talking to someone in many years, like us not talking to somebody for like a few weeks or a few months because they live for so long. I kind of wonder. But anyway, Asari culture.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
What rumors?
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
I do wonder how that's disgusting. That's pretty harsh again. But how is that possible?
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits onto our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
Interesting. So what about the other parent, though?
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards.
Okay.
Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
Well, who was your father?
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
But you don't know who?
Benezia never told you her partner's name?
Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood. Though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face, it is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
Yeah, it's interesting how if they are preferred to have children with other species, do they always, because all the Asari that we've seen so far all look the same-ish, like the same features, they're the same color-ish, the hair or whatever is there instead of hair, all, again, look the same body shape and type. Now, if you're like, your father's a Turian and you're an Asari, like, wouldn't your offspring look like a mixture of both? Or does that not happen? Like the Asari, like, genetic, like, physical traits overwrite the others? I have questions. They're not on here. But anyway, so why did she do it if she was going to be embarrassed about it?
Why agree to the union if she didn't want any children?
Yeah.
I cannot answer that. This is all speculation on my part. It is possible she wanted to be part of my life, but something happened to her before she had the chance. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
How do they deal with that?
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Yeah.
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them.
Still.
And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
I mean, intellectually I understand, but like emotionally, like that's gotta be hard.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
More Codex entries. I have so many Codex entries. Okay, well, let's just suck it up and look at it. So let's try the primary races first. So non-sapient creatures.
After the Geth, Thresher Maws are subterranean carnivores that spend their entire lives eating or searching for something to eat. Threshers reproduce via spores that can lie dormant for millennia, yet are robust enough to survive prolonged periods in deep space and atmospheric re-entry. As a result, Thresher spores appear on many worlds, spread by previous generations of space travelers. The body of a Thresher never entirely leaves the ground. Only the head and tentacles erupt from the Earth to attack. In addition to physical attacks, Threshers have the ability to project toxic chemicals and emit bursts of infrasound as a shockwave weapon. The Alliance first encountered Threshers on the colony of Akuz in 2177. After contact was lost with the Pioneer team, Marine units were deployed to investigate. The shore parties were set upon by hungry Threshers, and nearly the entire assault force was killed. Alliance forces recommend engaging Threshers with vehicle-mounted heavy weapons.
They were spread all over the galaxy. Great. That means I'm going to encounter these guys all over the place. So should I have been attacking those little tentacles that were sticking out? Would that have helped kill the creature a little faster? I think that's the right words. But anyway, ships and vehicles.
Faster than light drop, ship mobility dominates space combat. The primary objective is to align the mass accelerator along the bow with the opposing vessel's broadside. Battles typically play out as artillery duels, fought at ranges measured in thousands of kilometers, though assaults through defended mass relays often occur at knife fight ranges, as close as a few dozen kilometers. Most ship-to-ship engagements are skirmishes between patrol vessels of cruiser weight and below, with dreadnoughts and carriers only deployed in full-scale fleet actions. Battles in open space are short and often inconclusive, as the weaker opponent typically disengages. Once a ship enters FTL flight, the combat is effectively over. There are no sensors capable of tracking them or weapons capable of damaging them. The only way to guarantee an enemy will stand and fight is to attack a location they have a vested interest in, such as a settled world or a strategically important mass relay.
Okay. I mean, I wonder where I got that update from, but anyway, so that's all of the primary Codex entries done again. So back to secondary we shall go. So Council races, let's see. Asari culture? I think that's new, right? So because of their long lifespan, Asari tend to have a long view not common in other races. When they encounter a new species or situation, the Asari are more comfortable with an extended period of passive observation and study than immediate action. They are unfazed that some of their investments or decisions may not pay off for decades or centuries. Matriarchs can seem to make incomprehensible decisions, but their insight is evident when their carefully laid plans come to fruition. In interstellar relations, this long view manifests in an unspoken policy of centrism. The Asari instinctively seek to maintain stable balances of economic, political, and military power. Traditionally, Asari spread their influence through cultural domination and intellectual superiority. They invite new species of advanced development to join the galactic community, knowing that their ideals and beliefs will inevitably influence the existing culture. So does that mean they only invite species to be their friends that they know they can influence and dominate-ish? Maybe I'm reading too much into that. But anyway, Turians, the Unification War. At about the time the Solarians and Asari were forming the Council, the Turians were embroiled in a bitter civil war. The Unification War, as it was later named, began with hostilities between the colonies furthest from the Turian homeworld, Palaven. These colonies were run by local chieftains, many of whom had distanced themselves from the hierarchy. Without the galvanizing influence of the government, the colonies became increasingly isolated and xenophobic. Colonists began wearing emblems or facial markings to differentiate themselves from members of other colonies, and open hostilities became common. Oh, so that's why they wear the the markings on their faces. That makes so much more sense now. When war finally broke out, the hierarchy maintained strict diplomacy and refused to get involved. After several years of fighting, less than a dozen factions remained after the hierarchy finally intervened. By that time, the chieftains were too weak to resist. They were forced to put an end to the fighting and renew their allegiance to the hierarchy. Though peace was restored, it took several decades for animosity between colonists to fade completely. To this day, most Turians still wear the facial markings of their home colonies. As a point of interest, the Turian term barefaced refers to one who is beguiling or not to be trusted. It is also a slang term for politicians. Okay, well that's 4, so I feel like I'm nowhere near catching up, but I've got 4 more done. But let's check with Dr. Chakwas.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
Nope, there's nothing I
should
need.
go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Goodbye. Well, let's go talk to Kaidan. I feel like it's gonna be like after every main mission, you should check in with people just to see if there's actual updates. He's so stressed out.
Commander, do you have a minute?
Sure, I'm listening. I don't.
I always make time for my officers.
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
I hear you. Don't worry about it. What do you expect me to do? I mean, what do you expect me to do?
We've got our orders. Belly aching won't change them.
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. It's funny, we finally get out here and the final frontier was already settled, and the residents don't even seem impressed by the view or the dangers.
Where is this conversation going? I feel like we just bounced all over the place. Cute way to look at it, zip it, Lieutenant. Let's just go with the middle one, because I don't know where this came from. An old-fashioned view?
Well, you're a romantic. Did you sign on for the dream, Alenko? Secure a man's future in space?
Yeah, I read a lot of those books when I was a kid, where the hero goes to space to prove himself worthy of a woman he loves, or, for justice. Or maybe I was a romantic in the beginning, but I thought about it after brain camp. Biotic acclimation and temperance training. I'm not looking for the dream. I just want to do some good. See what's out here. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Oh, that's the brain training. Again, I feel like this conversation completely got away from me. So, what did they train you for?
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to Element Zero in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
They were encouraged to enlist, basically. Well, enlist in the brain camp or whatever. But, I mean, like, what happens if you didn't? I'm guessing they probably killed you because, that would totally happen. You doubt it was accidental. What's the survival rate in damn corporations? Was it not accidental? That would be interesting, because I remember reading about it. It was in the timeline thing that I read a million years ago.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero?
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
Sounds rough. Go on. I do want him to go on, but there's other things to investigate. Friends?
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Time to get physical then, or time... I mean, let's be clear. If it's a bunch of kids, it's probably to get physical.
You were all teenagers. I'm sure you found other ways to occupy the time.
I'm not the sort who does that kind of thing, Commander. Not lightly, anyway. There was a girl I spent a lot of time with, but we kept our clothes on. Rana. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich, but she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. Like you, I guess. Ma'am.
Thanks. I'm assuming that was a compliment. Did you love her? Because why not?
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
So intentional exposures, because it does sound like he did mention that they were using accidental exposures for a time, which leads you to believe that after that they would intentionally expose kids in the womb to, what was it, element 0, I think?
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Yes, oddly convenient, such a coincidence. But it sounds rough, go on.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. Anyway, this was supposed to be a casual debrief, not a bull session about stuff that happened years ago.
I'm interested. I need to know these things.
I wanted to get to know you a little better, that's all. Thanks for the talk, Kaidan.
Well, you're welcome, ma'am. You, make a habit of getting this personal with everyone?
To some degree, yes.
Of course, but I don't enjoy it with everyone. We'll talk again later.
I'll need some time to process that, Commander. But, yeah, I'd like that.
I just said we would talk later. No need to make it weird, okay? Like, I feel like there is a subtext of like romance going on here that is completely going over my head. Maybe Kaidan's as well, or he's just really bad at it, or I'm just really bad at picking up on it. It could be both of those things. Okay, so Shepard's a locker. I have a locker again. And I have all sorts of new guns and things. I'll take all that. Is there anything down here? Maybe new Codex entries? No, there is not. Oh well. But it's nice to get some more information on Kaidan at least. I wish I could get more information on everybody, but we'll see how it goes. No elevator banter here. It's just me. I can talk to myself, but I don't think that would be very interesting. Okay, let's put off talking to the requisitions officer because I need to do gear and inventory management eventually. Let's talk to Garrus.
Commander, how are you?
You and CSEC.
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Such as?
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best.
Oh.
I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
Oh. Why is he taking it so... I mean, I think I know why he's taking it so hard, but why?
He's not impressed that you're going after Saren?
Yeah.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says.
Oh.
He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
Really? A Spectre?
You were asked to be a Spectre.
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
It probably has nothing to do with me being human, but just because I'm a Spectre. But I'm surprised, you know. I get that, like, CSEC has the idea that Spectres are they're above the law because they kind of are, and they can do whatever they want because they can. But like at the same time, if Garrus was made a Spectre, he could have done it his way, right, and done it properly, and his father could have inspired him to be the example of Spectres actually not behaving above the law. Like, I look at it from a different angle, Dad. I'm just gonna go with IC because I don't think it's typical because of Shepard being human. I think it's typical of his behavior towards Spectres.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can. But Saren's not gonna play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
That isn't where I thought that was going, but I am going to agree with this one, exactly, because I think you do need to have somebody a little bit outside of the box, basically, to find the person who lives outside the box. That made more sense in my head.
You're a quick learner, Garrus. We'll beat him at his own game. It's the only way to stop someone like him.
I'm right behind you, Commander.
I hope it's a way to beat him, but oh well, it's too late now. Let's talk to Ashley.
Commander?
How are we doing?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
I believe her. I don't know if I believe her. I feel like the option I picked were like, I trust you. I was like, no, that's not what I wanted to say. But I mean, she's a companion, so I'm assuming I can trust her, but like she could betray me because it's not like that hasn't happened before in video games with companions. But it might not matter. But no, we'll watch her. We'll keep an eye on her.
I'm not sure I believe it either. It's better to have her where we can see her.
That makes sense. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
Yeah, it is too bad. But can we talk?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was hoping to get a minute of your time off the record.
Oh, okay. Of course.
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vakarian and Wrex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
Because they're not Alliance? What do you... Yeah, because they're aliens?
You don't trust their motives because they're not human.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
You are a little bit out of line. Because they're helping us. And I feel like you are a little out of line. Because we also didn't build this ship without the help of the Council, apparently, which includes aliens. But you don't trust aliens, is the vibe I'm getting.
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
Yes, but we also need help.
Standing up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the Council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
I mean, it is pretty cynical, but it's not completely crazy. Because, you know, it might have happened before. I'm gonna go with not necessarily, though.
I don't see that as inevitable.
Yeah.
Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
Well, I mean, the same thing could be said about humans. Humans are going to prioritize other humans over other species. So why do you feel that way?
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service.
Okay.
I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
Well, I mean, I would assume most humans would. Your service?
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, ma'am. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
Stuck groundside, huh?
Guess you make a habit of second-guessing your superiors.
Oh.
No, ma'am.
That's not where I thought that was going. I thought I was going to talk more about what she did when she was groundside. So, military family.
You're lucky. I lost my family on Mindoir. Are you related to anyone I'd have heard of?
Couldn't say, Commander. I read about Mindoir. The Alliance screwed the pooch on that one. Should have had a bigger garrison. Is that why you're out here? To take the fight to the pirates?
To see space, to serve the Alliance, wouldn't you? I'm gonna go with damn right, because, I mean, I feel like Shepard's in the part of the Alliance for multiple reasons, but one of them would be to fight pirates and slavers so that what happened to her may not happen to somebody else.
I'm here to put hypervelocity rounds through the heads of bad guys.
There we go.
Most satisfying part of the job, Commander.
So, just shut up about the aliens, or I understand your feelings. Now, Ashley, you're gonna have to work with aliens. Let's try to, I don't want to say nicely, but kindly, just try to convince her to, like, have a more open mind, maybe?
All right, I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams, but this is a multilateral mission. You're gonna have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
Well, I'm gonna pull rank and just encourage her to remember that statement.
I'm glad there won't be a problem.
Anything else you need, Commander?
I don't think so.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
I get that she has a long history of family being in the Alliance, but I don't understand how that immediately relates to disliking aliens. I mean, there's been a lot of bad experiences with aliens in the past, but I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit naive or something, or just not getting it just yet. I'm hoping more comes out, because one of you have hinted that there is a reason for her thinking this way, and I hope it's not just this, because it seems a little flimsy. But again, that could just be me not fully understanding. But anyway, I am going to pause here for today. On Sunday, we're going to finish chatting with our companions, and then we're going to go do something else. I think I might want to go back to the Citadel to turn in one of these quests and see what happens. Maybe also see if my biggest fan is still there, or if he has abandoned us or gone elsewhere. And then, if nothing else, we'll go and explore some more solar systems. Maybe do some assignment quests versus main quests. I don't know, but I'll figure it out, and we'll go from there. So as always, thank you so very much for watching. Please do keep yourselves safe, and I will see you again on Sunday with another new Mass Effect video.